What's going on, guys? Corbin here with the Everything About Mortgage show. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what's going to happen with rates in 2024. We've seen a lot of speculation of rates coming down, potential rate cuts. There was an interview with Bill Ackman saying rates are going to come down in the first quarter. They're going to come down even sooner than that. And the reality is nobody really knows. So let's get into it in this video and break all of this down. First off, if you're new to the channel, my name is Corbin Claypool. I'm in the mortgage business. This is the Everything About Mortgage show where I help educate consumers on how to buy properties, on how to buy investment properties, on mortgages, and so much more. And I also have a podcast that I do that talks about self-growth and so much more. So if you're interested in this type of content, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends because it's a ton of help. So guys, will rates come down? This is the steaming question that everybody wants to know, because if rates come down, demand's gonna shoot up and we're gonna see home prices continue to even go up faster. We saw about a 4 to 5% appreciation nationwide. Some areas were affected more this year with the rates than other areas. In our area, we saw about a 4 to 5% appreciation over the year. Now, we do see the slight decline that happens in, November, December, January. But as rates are on the trajectory of coming down, we're already starting to see the demand pick up. Now, I brought up Bill Ackman a little bit earlier because Bill Ackman did an interview, and he said in that interview that he believes rates are going to come down quicker, that he believes the feds realize that the economy is not in a good spot. We have seen some things happen in the economy, like unemployment numbers are starting to rise. We're starting to see businesses lay off people. The unemployment numbers were actually low for a good period of time. And the reason why is because if you actually look at the actual data and numbers, people were getting multiple jobs. So they were taking up more jobs because they had to provide for their family. But if we look at long-term career creation, which is different than job creation, we are not in a good spot. People are losing their jobs that had good positions, especially in the real estate sector. We're seeing real estate companies lay off employees. We're seeing a lot of mortgage companies either get gobbled up by bigger mortgage companies or just going out of business completely. And the reason is because where everything's at. Rates have gone up through the roof. Gas prices are insanely high. Food prices are insanely high. And all of this stuff contributes to the average American struggling, right? Credit card debt is now at its highest. During 2021, when the COVID pandemic was happening, quantitative easing was happening, which quantitative easing is basically just the government coming in and help support the mortgage market by buying mortgage-backed securities. You can kind of think of those as just mortgages bundled up in a box, and they're buying these boxes to help support the mortgage market so the real estate market didn't completely collapse. Because of all of that, people were making a lot of money during that time. Gas prices were very low. People weren't driving a lot. People were able to stay at home and work from home. So people were actually saving up a lot of money during this time. If we actually look at some graphs and charts, we can see that people had their savings high and their credit card debt was low. And now the opposite has actually happened. We are starting to see people's credit card debt get extremely high, and we're starting to see that savings dwindle away. Most Americans don't even have a month of emergency funds in their savings accounts right now. And so we have to see a change, and that's why Bill Ackman on that interview said the feds know what they've done. They know that they've been high for a while now, for about a year, over a year now. Rates have started going up. Last May of 2022 and 23, people said the rates are going to come down. The rates are going to come down. But there was really no economic data to support that, and I was guilty of it. I thought rates would potentially come down in 2023. But now we have the economic data to support interest rates actually coming down, because the average American is struggling, and what they don't want to see us do is go into a recession. Now, if you're in the real estate sector, you've been in a recession. That's the reality. But other parts of the economy haven't technically been in a recession yet. So as far as that goes, Bill Ackman came out and he said, okay, rates are going to come down, and that's what he believes the first quarter. But we have other Fed chairs that don't believe that rates are going to come down right away. They believe that we're going to be looking at September, October, maybe even into the end of the year. Now, we've already seen rates. I'm just giving you a rough idea. These are not actual mortgage rates. You have to get with your mortgage lender, like myself, to give you an actual mortgage rate based on your scenario. But we were actually in the 8s for a minute nationwide. Rates were actually in the 8s, which is essentially a hard money loan for a conventional mortgage and absolutely insane. And we are starting to see that shift already into the low 6s. Now, seasonality has it that November, December, rates typically come down anyways. So I want to see what's going to happen in March, April, May, June, and the crucial months when the market typically picks up on what's going to happen with mortgage rates. Now, it is a different market that we're in, but other Fed chairs, like I said, have said rates are going to come down towards the end of next year, towards the mid of next year. There's not a real stance on it yet. I don't think we're really going to know what's going to actually happen until March. For now, the Fed has said we are pausing our rate hikes. And when they said they're pausing the rate hikes, that's what affected the market as far as interest rates on coming down. Now, people don't realize interest rates themselves, mortgage interest rates, are not necessarily directly affected by the actual Fed fund rate. It's a lot that goes into it. It's the economy. It's where are we going into a recession? It's where inflation is. It's the outlook. The Fed chair can say one thing. If he came out and did a speech today and said, hey, rates are actually potentially going to go up next year, you would see mortgage rates almost overnight shoot through the roof, because a lot of mortgage rate volatility has to do with what's going on in the actual marketplace. Now, the main question here is, will rates come down? My take on it is that yes, rates will come down next year. We're already starting to see that happen. I think that rates are going to be in the 6s, low 6s, high 5s maybe. And then I think in 2025 is when rates are actually going to be extremely low on more of a base level. And that's going to be the time to refinance. Now, if you have a mortgage that's in the 7s or the 8s because you bought, don't necessarily consider refinancing right away, because you'll pay closing costs, you'll pay escrow fees, you're going to pay some fees when you do your refinance. And if you have to refinance again in 6 months to a year, you're going to pay those fees all over again. So when you actually meet with a mortgage loan officer, they should be showing the breakdown of what that looks like, how long it's going to take for you to recapture the amount of money that you're spending up front. And we can do those breakdowns for you if you guys have any questions, and we'll do them for free. So the answer is mortgage rates are likely going to come down next year, but we don't really know the extent. I would think that 2025 is going to be even more of a bigger year for mortgage rates to come down. More accurate to say that in 2025, mortgage rates are going to be down for sure. I think 2024, they're going to be in a better spot. But this is my take on the mortgage rates. Now, what do you guys think is going to happen to the mortgage rates? What have you seen out there in the market? If you're an investor, if you're a homeowner, if you've been paying attention to things going on, what have you seen? Let me know. I want to bring more of these videos to you, and hopefully this was helpful, and talk to you later.